trying the next challenge in my card making challenge, and I am trying some techniques for the first time. This is an Emboss Resist. I have no idea how this is gonna go, but you're gonna do it along with me. So I am gonna use this stamp set from Altenew called Amazing You. I want to use the flowers to emboss in white and then try a watercolor wash over it. Now I haven't done watercolor before either. I haven't tried out these pens that I have. I have a whole set from Arteza, real brush pens. I've got a water pen here. So we're gonna do this together. So I'm using, just because I've seen it recommended, this Bristol Smooth Surface paper. I have some other watercolor paper, but every time I've tried to like do watercolor designs, like stamp an image and color it in, it just doesn't look that great. So we're gonna try this one. So the first thing I wanna do is I'm gonna grab my MISTI so that I can arrange my stamps. Now I wanna leave room for a sentiment later, of which I have not figured out. But, so I'm gonna arrange the flowers around the card panel. All right, so I think I'd like to put the larger rows maybe down the bottom. And then add another one kind of here. I think I want to put my sentiment up here and kind of build the flowers around down here. So I'm going to put another one, like a smaller one in this corner. Maybe arrange that a little bit differently. And then I think there's one more on here. Yep, right here. So we're gonna put that one maybe like right there. This one they have facing, I don't know, I like it this way, I think. All right, we're gonna try that and leave room for a small sentiment here. So I'm going to flip over my MISTI, line up all of these stamps. That one, I think this, all right, there we go. All right, now I want to use my embossing powder buddy to cover this with powder. So hopefully I won't get any stray embossing powder. I don't know about you, but I have a hard time with embossing. I find a lot of times I have to emboss and then stamp again and then emboss again. So I'm leaving my flowers on here in case I need to do this twice. All right, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna line this up here. And then I'm going to use some Versamark ink and cover my flowers. Like I said, I have not tried this technique before, but I've watched a bunch of videos on it in the past day or two so that I can hopefully know what I'm doing. And then I'm just gonna stamp these down, especially down here where that magnet is that seems to be interfering a little bit. That does not look like it's stamped very well. I'm going to try that again. Just doesn't look like it stamped too well on that paper. All right, so I'm gonna try that again, and hopefully maybe I won't, maybe I'll try it without the magnet and hope that it lines up okay. That did not seem to stamp very well, which is concerning to me. You see, I'm not, again, I haven't used this paper before either, so I don't know if it has to do with the paper, but it just doesn't seem to be getting in this area down here, which is very concerning. Let's give it one more shot here. I also it may be that my Versamark pad needs to be re-inked as well, which all right, we're gonna do a level, that seems decent. We're gonna do a level of embossing powder, and then I will maybe stamp again on top of that to do a second level of embossing powder. I just don't think that that's gonna come out too well. And I have done this on white paper before with Versamark, and it doesn't come out that gray, so I don't know again if it's this paper. This is the first time I'm using this paper. Let's see how that does. I already see some I need to wipe away. All right, so let me wipe. I got a whole bunch of embossing powder over here that needs to be wiped away. The rest of the card doesn't look too bad. Maybe a little bit right there. Have any of you used this paper before? I haven't. It's very smooth. Smoother than usual cardstock, so. But I got some as a gift. All right, I'm going to go heat emboss this once, and then I might stamp it again. Okay, so this doesn't look too bad, but just because I see some areas that look a little bare, I'm gonna try this again. I am going to cover this again in the powder. And let's try this again. All right, so I'm gonna put this in here. I think with how it's got a, by the way, I did notice that when I heat embossed this, the paper was very quick to like warp, which doesn't happen as much with normal cardstock to me. So I should probably, I wonder if I should re-ink this in between, but let's give it a shot. All right, so we're gonna again put some embossing powder over those flowers and see if we can get a crisper embossed image, because I just didn't like how that looked the first time I did it. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it, but it does look better. All right, we are going to try to put a watercolor wash over this. So I have an acetate sheet, and I think what I'm supposed to do is kind of wash the markers I chose over and then add some water and then kind of smush it on the card front. But I'm not sure how that's gonna go, so let's give it a shot. Now I just chose colors I liked. It turns out they're kind of like a galaxy kind of color theme, I guess, but let's see how this goes. This is the first time I'm using these. I had to have them. See, now those look like the same color. I'm gonna put some pink in the middle of that. And that just blends right in with the purple, doesn't it? I wonder if I wipe it off a little bit. I mean, this is pink, and the whole thing is looking very purple. And then that is definitely blue. So let's throw a little blue up in a few other areas, just so that, I don't know, I don't think this is going to do what I want it to do. I'm going to take that darker purple though again and put a little bit more down here. All right, and I guess the water maybe will blend everything together. What do you guys think of these pens? Well, let's see. All right, so I've got a water brush. The tip is kind of stained green, but we're gonna add a bunch of water to this and make a huge mess. And I don't think this is gonna look at all like in my head I want it to look. But let's find out. Let's drop a few drops of water around. And I will wipe that down. All right. All right, that's run clear now. So I do have a spray bottle somewhere, but I don't know where it is. That's why we're using the brush pen. So let's kind of, I don't know if I have enough water for this. No, it's definitely not doing what I expected it to do. So, I don't know. I guess I can, yeah, see, like that's not even at all what I expected. I just need more water, I guess, maybe. Maybe if I try a little more water over the whole thing and add a little more. I'm gonna add more water. I'm gonna put a bunch of water down. Let's do this first, I guess. And then I'm gonna go in, because there's not enough pink, so I'm gonna add some pink, or try to add some pink. I just have a feeling that's not even, that's just turning the tip purple. So how do you guys like watching my epic fail here? Does it make, all right, that's a lot more water, so maybe that will do something. Everybody makes it look so easy, all the people who, oh, that looks better. Oh, I'm gonna need another piece of scrap paper, I think, though. But let's, okay, we need some in the corner. It's definitely not, you know, the color scheme I thought. I thought I would have a little more variation in color, but, well, it's not bad for the first time I'm trying it, and look at the resisting is working. It's gonna give us a watercolor background. I can work with that. Even though if it's not the color scheme I wanted, I can work with that. All right, so now I'm gonna carefully move this out of the way. Hope that I don't get ink all over my desk. Just kind of wipe that down. All right, so again, it's not really the color scheme I wanted. Now I saw a few people kind of dab at the little pools so that they don't, you know, when they dry, you don't get these dark spots. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna dab at the extra water because I don't want like, oh, that's not bad, you know? All right, and then I'm just gonna take, the other thing I'm gonna do that I've seen people do is just kind of wipe off the white embossed areas because it like tends to grab some of the ink. And then I am going to go and kind of dry this with my heat tool so that we can keep going with making the card. You know what? That's not bad. I like how that turned out. That's actually really cute. I'm, ooh, the back is all covered. All right, I'm gonna go heat set this and dry it up, and then we'll continue with the card. I've got to find my sentiment that I want to use and card base and everything else. So this turned out not bad. To me, this color scheme looks more like the background for a night sky or something like that, but I'm gonna work with it. I don't want to waste it. I'd probably use something a little more light and pastel next time, but this is gonna go, I think, well with Stampin' Up's Elegant Eggplant cardstock. So I'm gonna use that for my card base. This is gonna go on here. And now I'm going to die cut out this thanks sentiment. This is actually from a Hero Art Stampin' Cut set. And I think the thanks is gonna go right along here. And then I wanna add something else like enamel dot or some sequins or something else to finish it off. So I'm gonna go first die cut this and then come back and we'll finish up the card and put it all together. Okay, so I'm back. First, I die cut, you know, my purple thanks, and I was gonna put that on top. And then I decided that I wanted to actually have the purple showing from underneath. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just going to, that way I can save this watercolor thanks for something else. It looks really cute. I'm gonna push this back in. Actually, strike that. First thing I want to do is put some adhesive behind here so that I can put this down. Then I'm going to fit this die cut back in and then put the centers of the little letters in, which takes a little time because you kind of have to line things up, but let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to line that up on the front of my card. Got that pushed down. And now what I'm going to do is use actually a little bit of liquid adhesive to put these back in. So again, I'm going to fit my die cut back inside. See, when I edit my videos down, you don't see all this work where I futz with things several times before I actually finish them off. And I've got a little bit of liquid adhesive here. I'm going to spread a bit of this liquid adhesive onto a sheet of cardstock here just so that I can work with it a little easier. And then what I want to do is carefully take the centers of these letters and dip them into the glue. So there's some adhesive, that's a lot of adhesive. Don't need quite that much. And then I'm going to just fit them back inside the die cut here, and then we'll lift the purple die cut out afterwards. All right, so now we need to lift out that die cut. Without hopefully lifting out all of the little pieces that we just glued in. Pieces. Ah, there we go. All right, so now we have these pieces in here. They need to dry, but I also need to put a little bit of adhesive behind. Okay, so now I am going to take a heavy block and just place it over that so that the glue goes down. All right, I may need to reinforce that glue, but we're gonna roll on with the card here. Now, to finish off the card, I just want to put on some of these iridescent sequins. I think I like the darker purple as opposed to the lighter color. Although the lighter one is actually kind of nice. Maybe we'll do the lighter one so that it's not so in your face. Okay, so I usually try to, I'm a little picky about where I put my sequins, so I'm gonna put a few of them around and figure out best placement, and then I will add some glue. Like I like to cluster a few kind of near or around the sentiment a little bit, you know? Like maybe like that. And I just don't know if I need something down here. This is where I get a little stuck. I could cluster a couple of other ones. Like I just can't figure out what else would look good, but oh, there we go. I think I'm gonna do it like that. All right, so I'm gonna move these out of the way, and all I'm gonna do is add a little bit of my liquid adhesive and underneath these, and then I will come back and show you the finished card. All right, so here we have the finished card. I will put a white panel on the inside so I can write a little note to the recipient. I'm always needing thank you cards, so this will go into my stash of thank you cards. I like how that turned out. Not bad for my first attempt at the Emboss Resist or the watercolor, I think. I do need some more practice with how to blend the colors a little better. You know, I've only got like little areas of pink that I can see, and I wanted some more pink in there, but not bad. I'm happy with it. So thanks for kind of following along with me today, and hope you enjoyed the card.